Hello, this is our second video on absolute value. What we're going to be looking at today is solving absolute value equations. We're going to solve equations that look like 2x plus 1 equals 9. We're also going to be solving some more complicated ones, but I'll save that example to the end. Now, if you remember when we talked before, absolute value of x equaled 3, that the distance from some point to 0 on the number line is 3, that x could be equal to 3, or x could equal negative 3. We're going to use the same idea. Here, x, what's inside the absolute value, is equal to this number here, 3, or it's equal to the opposite. But we made two equations. We are going to do the same thing here. We're going to make two equations. 2x plus 1 is equal to 9, and 2x plus 1 is equal to negative 9. The stuff that's inside the equation, 2x plus 1, is put on one side of both equations, and then this number, the 9, is set equal to that 2x plus 1, and it's set equal to the opposite. Every single absolute value equation will be solved the same way. The stuff inside set equal to this number. The stuff inside set equal to the opposite of that number. Every single time. And then we solve. Minus 1, minus 1. 2x equals 8. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. X equals 4. Minus 1, minus 1. Be careful, negative 9 minus 1 is negative 10. Equals 2x. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals negative 5. If I put 4 into this equation, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Absolute value of 9 is 9. It works. If I put in negative 5, 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, plus 1 is negative 9. Absolute value of negative 9 is 9. It works. Both are solutions. Let's do one more. Absolute value of 3x minus 2 equals 10. Now, I would suggest you pause this for a moment, do the problem on your own, and then turn the video back on and follow my solution. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is take what's inside the absolute value, the 3x minus 2, and I'm going to write it down here. 3x minus 2 equals 3x minus 2 equals. What does it equal? It equals this number. It equals 10. And it equals the opposite of that number. And then I solve. Plus 2, plus 2. And I could do it simultaneously. Plus 2, plus 2. 3x equals 12. Over here, 3x equals negative 8. And then I divide by 3. X equals 4. And here I divide by 3. And I get x equals negative 8/3. Again, two solutions. and they're both good numbers. All right. Every single absolute value equation we do will be done like this. However, not all absolute value equations are set up like this one right here. And this one right here, the absolute value is by itself. This equation right here, the absolute value is by itself. What happens when I have an equation that looks like this? 5 minus 2 times the absolute value of 3x plus 1 equals 1. Now, the absolute value here, the absolute value is not by itself. I need to somehow do something with this 2 and with this 5. I want this absolute value to be all by itself. The order in which I do this is very important. It's similar to solving regular equations. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. I get negative 2 times my absolute value plus 1 equals negative 4. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. Those cancel. And I end up with the absolute value of 3x plus 1 equals 2. Now I go back to what I was doing before. The absolute value of 3x plus 1 equals 2. I take what's inside the 3x plus 1 and I set it equal to this number, and I take what's inside the 3x plus 1 and I set it equal to the opposite of that number, and I solve. Minus 1 minus 1, 3x equals 1, divide by 3, divide by 3, x equals 1/3, minus 1 minus 1, 3x equals negative 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, x is equal to negative 1. Another way to write the answer is to use set notation, brackets, 1/3, and negative 1. Must be the curly braces, brackets, can't be parentheses or brackets that look like this. Must be the ones that look like that, which is hard for me to write. All right, so in a nutshell, first thing you must do, isolate the absolute value. Two, set what's inside equal to the number and equal to the opposite of the number. On Monday, I'll have a couple more examples. All right, hope this helped. Have a great weekend. Talk to you guys later.